The first light of dawn kissed the dew-kissed fields, casting a gentle glow that seemed to awaken the very soul of the land. The early morning light spread across the farmland, touching every blade of grass and every leaf with a delicate golden hue. It was as if the world itself was taking a deep breath, preparing for the day ahead, painting the sky in hues of rose and gold. The colours blended seamlessly, creating a masterpiece that could only be crafted by nature's hand. The sky was a canvas, and the dawn was the artist, using the softest and most beautiful shades to herald the beginning of a new day. A gentle mist clung to the sleepy village of Avonlea, nestled amidst rolling hills and whispering willows. The mist added an air of mystery and tranquility, wrapping the village in a soft, ethereal blanket. It was a scene that seemed almost timeless, as if it had been plucked from a dream. At the heart of it all stood St. Michael's Chapel, its weathered stone a testament to time and faith. The chapel had seen countless sunrises and sunsets, each one adding to its rich history. It was a place of solace and reflection, where the villagers would come to find peace and strength. The once vibrant stained glass window, now shattered, resembled a wounded eye gazing towards the heavens. The broken pieces caught the morning light, casting fragmented colours onto the chapel floor. It was a poignant reminder of the passage of time and the resilience of the human spirit. Yet, even in its fragility, the chapel held a quiet dignity, a beacon of hope amidst the trials of life. It stood as a symbol of endurance and faith, a place where the villagers could gather to support one another and find comfort in their shared experiences. The air was crisp and carried the scent of freshly baked bread from the bakery across the cobblestone street. The aroma was inviting, a promise of warmth and nourishment. It was a small but significant part of the village's daily life, a reminder of the simple pleasures that brought joy and comfort. Birdsong filled the air, a symphony of chirps and trills that heralded the start of a new day. The birds seemed to sing with a sense of purpose, their melodies weaving through the village and adding to the sense of peace and harmony. It was a natural chorus that brought life and energy to the morning. Avonlea was a place where time seemed to move at a slower pace, where life's simple rhythms held a profound beauty. The villagers went about their daily routines with a sense of calm and contentment, finding joy in the small moments and the connections they shared with one another. It was a place where the weight of the world felt a little lighter, a place where healing could begin. The village offered a sanctuary from the chaos and noise of the outside world, a place where one could find solace and renewal. In Avonlea, the dawn was not just the start of a new day, but a symbol of hope and new beginnings. A lone figure emerged from the morning mist, his steps slow and deliberate, as if each one carried the weight of 1,000 memories. The air was crisp, the kind that bites at your skin and makes you feel alive. Yet Gabriel felt a numbness that had nothing to do with the cold. His silhouette etched against the brightening sky, he seemed like a ghost from another time, a relic of a past that refused to let go. The village of Avonlea was just beginning to stir, the first rays of sunlight casting long shadows on the cobblestone streets. Gabriel, his shoulders slumped under the weight of unseen burdens, walked with a weariness that spoke of countless sleepless nights. Each step was a testament to the miles he had travelled, the roads he had taken in search of something he couldn't quite name. His clothes, though once fine, were now worn and tattered, much like the man himself. His eyes, deep-set and shadowed, held a mixture of apprehension and longing as he approached the village. They were the eyes of someone who had seen too much, who had lived through experiences that left indelible marks on the soul. Yet, there was a flicker of something else in those eyes, a glimmer of hope, perhaps, or the faintest trace of a dream not yet extinguished. He hesitated at the entrance, unsure of the reception that awaited him. The village gates loomed before him, both a barrier and a promise. Would he find what he was looking for here? Would the people of Avonlea accept him, or would they turn him away as so many others had? The questions swirled in his mind, each one more daunting than the last. Years of regret and remorse had etched lines on his face, each telling a silent story of mistakes made and opportunities lost. His face was a map of his life, each wrinkle a road he had travelled, each crease a choice he had made. He had lived a life full of regrets, and each one weighed heavily on him now as he stood at the threshold of what he hoped would be a new beginning. He had wandered far, seeking solace in the anonymity of distant cities, but found only emptiness. The bustling streets, the crowded marketplaces, the endless sea of faces, none of it had brought him the peace he so desperately sought. Instead, it had only deepened his sense of isolation, making him feel like a stranger in a world that had moved on without him. A persistent whisper in his heart, a flicker of hope, had finally led him to Avonlea, drawn by the distant memory of a childhood promise and the yearning for a second chance. He remembered the stories his mother used to tell him about this place, stories of kindness and community, of a village where people looked out for one another. It was those stories that had kept him going, that had given him the strength to take one more step and then another. He'd heard whispers of a community known for its compassion, a place where broken souls could find solace and forgiveness. Avonlea was more than just a village. It was a sanctuary, a place where the weary could find rest and the lost could find their way home. As he took his first tentative steps into the village, he couldn't help but feel a sense of cautious optimism. Perhaps, just perhaps, this would be the place where he could finally lay down his burdens and find peace. The warmth of the rising sun was mirrored in the smiles that greeted Gabriel as he tentatively stepped onto the cobblestone street, feeling a mix of hope and apprehension.
Welcome to Avonlea, stranger. We're glad you found your way here. It's a place of peace and community.
Miriam, her eyes twinkling with kindness, was the first to approach him, her presence radiating warmth. Her hands, gnarled with age yet strong and steady, held a basket laden with freshly baked bread, its aroma a comforting invitation to all. Her words, simple yet profound, were like a balm to Gabriel's wounded soul, offering unexpected solace. He had expected judgment, whispers of his past sins, but instead he found acceptance and understanding. As he walked further into the village, he was met with more friendly faces and genuine greetings, each one easing his fears. Children, their laughter echoing through the narrow streets, paused their games to wave at him, their joy infectious. Shopkeepers, their faces etched with the wisdom of years, nodded in acknowledgement, a silent welcome. In their eyes, Gabriel saw not condemnation, but curiosity and a quiet hope, a chance for a new beginning. Miriam, a pillar of the Avonlea community, led Gabriel to the dilapidated chapel. She had always been a beacon of hope and resilience in the village, known for her unwavering spirit and dedication to preserving the community's heritage. As they walked, she shared stories of the chapel's past, of weddings, christenings, and countless gatherings that had once filled its now silent halls. Its weathered facade, a testament to time and hardship, mirrored the turmoil within him. Gabriel couldn't help but feel a deep connection to the building, as if its crumbling walls were a reflection of his own fractured soul. The chapel, with its peeling paint and broken windows, stood as a silent witness to the passage of time and the trials it had endured.
This chapel has seen better days, just like all of us, I suppose. Miriam's voice was soft, yet filled with a quiet determination. She believed that much like the chapel, people too could be restored, given enough care and effort. Her words resonated with Gabriel, stirring something deep within him. But even in its brokenness, it still stands as a symbol of hope. Miriam continued, her eyes shining with conviction. The light streaming through the broken windows cast a warm glow on the chapel's interior, creating an almost ethereal atmosphere. It was as if the building itself was whispering promises of renewal and rebirth. And hope, my dear boy, is something we can always rebuild. Miriam's words were a gentle reminder that no matter how dire the circumstances, there was always a chance for redemption. Gabriel felt a spark of hope ignite within him, a small but significant shift in his perspective.
Gabriel, his heart heavy with a mix of sorrow and a burgeoning sense of purpose, found himself drawn to the task of restoring the chapel. He realized that this project was more than just a physical restoration. It was a journey of healing for both the building and himself. The chapel's revival became a metaphor for his own path to redemption. He spent his days alongside Miriam, their shared silence punctuated by the rhythmic clang of hammer against stone and the soft murmur of prayers. Each strike of the hammer was a step towards rebuilding not just the chapel, but also his own shattered spirit. The physical labor was grueling, yet it brought a sense of accomplishment and purpose that Gabriel had long been missing. He learned the language of restoration, the patient art of mending broken things, brick by brick, shard by shard. Miriam taught him the techniques and skills needed to restore the chapel, but more importantly, she imparted the values of patience, perseverance, and hope. Gabriel began to see the beauty in the process of restoration, finding solace in the meticulous work. As he worked, he felt a sense of peace he hadn't known in years, a glimmer of redemption in the act of rebuilding. The chapel's transformation mirrored his own, and with each repaired brick and mended window, Gabriel felt a piece of his own heart being restored. The once dilapidated chapel began to take on new life, and so did he, finding a renewed sense of purpose and belonging in the community of Avonlea.